Is it worth spending $50,000 to get a master's degree in US in 2024 in the current job market situation? This year, 83,749 people have been laid off from 289 companies in the tech industry. Last year, 263,180 people have been laid off from 1,191 companies. That's big numbers. So a lot of people have been asking me with the same questions. I see a lot of layoffs happening and I'm really scared whether I'll be able to get a job after masters. I'm taking a huge loan and coming to US. Is it risky? Should I postpone my plans to come to USA, or should I look for other options or stay back in India? So there have been a lot of confusions and questions going around. In this video, I'm going to provide clear and honest answers to all these questions, and I'm going to help you decide whether you can really come to USA in 2024. Watch until the end to find out. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another video from me. Let's talk numbers first. I got laid off in January 12 of this year. And when I got laid off, I was thinking that 2024 was the year with the highest layoffs. This data from layoffs.fyi shows that 2023 and 2022 were the years with the highest number of layoffs. So after COVID till 2022, layoffs were almost negligible. But after 2022, things started turning around. We clearly see the numbers. In Q1 2023, it was almost 167,000 layoffs from 585 companies. Pretty huge. Compare that with this year Q1. It's 57,000 layoffs from 237 companies, which is almost 66% lower compared to last year. Layoffs are still happening, but the numbers have reduced. One thing we can clearly say is the layoffs happening this year is not like the layoffs which happened last year and the year before. This is very targeted and specific at certain teams and divisions in the company. So that brings us to the next question. Why are these layoffs happening? So the first important reason, it's obvious, the impact of AI. Companies are adapting to the new age of AI and it's unavoidable. Keeping aside the fact that AI can replace humans, the present scenario suggests that companies like Google, Meta, Apple, almost all the companies are investing heavily in AI, and hence they're making the tough decisions of laying off people. So two things are happening. One, elimination of roles due to AI, because companies see that some of the roles can actually be done by AI itself. But the other thing is the roles which get eliminated are actually replaced by more AI focused and AI driven roles. So there is a kind of a job shift happening as well. And hence layoffs are happening because companies need investments, and that comes from laying off people. The second most important reason is interest rates. So in the United States, 15 to 20 years till 2022, the interest rates were probably kept near 0%. After 2022, inflation started to increase, and hence the interest rates started to increase as well. And the current interest rates is almost 5.25 to 5%, which is pretty high, which means that the cost of borrowing is still high for the companies to lend money from the banks and invest in the business. And hence, if companies want to invest in the business, they have to lay off people. Third important reason probably is the company's performance. Especially publicly traded companies heavily rely on the stock market. So if they miss the revenue targets in their quarterly earnings report, then that's a big negative sign for the company. Even if it's not a public company, if the company performance is too poor, there'll be a lot of pressure on the senior management to take some kind of severe action, and hence they make the decision to lay off people to show that at least something is being done. And probably the other reason in my experience is, in my previous company, the hiring in US stopped in 2022 itself. And after that, all the hiring happened either in Argentina or India, where the cost of labor is cheap and also the skill level is high. Instead of paying me $100,000 per year, they can pay someone 15 to 20 lakhs in India, which is like $25,000, and hire them. So now that we have seen why layoffs are happening, what's the future of the US job market? Are these layoffs still going to continue in the next 2 to 3 years? At this point, personally, I still cannot say what is going to happen in the next 2 years. I'm going to be a bit pessimistic and conservative and going to make an assumption that layoffs will keep happening in the next 1 to 2 years because of all the changes which is happening in the economy. So keeping this assumption in mind that layoffs might happen, is 2024 a good time to come for masters? The short answer is it depends. It depends on what kind of industry you're going to. It depends on what university you're going to. It depends on what kind of person you are, and it depends on your financial situation. So probably I think these are the 4 important factors that you need to keep in mind before making the decision to come to USA. If you're coming probably in a non-tech sector like civil, management, mechanical, industrial, etc., that is not as affected as compared to a tech sector where you have software engineers, software developers, data analysts, data engineers, etc. So if you're coming to a non-tech industry, then probably US is not risky for you. And point number 2, what university you're going to. If you're going to probably the top ranked universities, or if you're going to the Ivy League, that's kind of a brand value, and that will in turn help you to get jobs, because recruiters and hiring managers still recognize the brand value of the top ranked or Ivy League universities. Okay, so now you'll be asking what happens if I am from a tech background. So if you are from the tech background, I would just like to say one thing. The current situation in US can be described as the survival of the fittest. So I would like to give a cricket analogy here. If you have seen test cricket, over the period of 5 days, there are a lot of conditions and a lot of situations, challenges posed at you over the period of 5 days. And only people who are able to survive over the 5 days will come out successfully. And that's why test cricket is probably the survival of the fittest. So are you fit enough to survive in US? Come to USA if you can answer these 4 questions. Are you really passionate about doing masters in US? Are you ready to upskill yourself to the age of AI and learn all the new skills that this AI driven world or AI driven role requires? Are you really willing to put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone and network with multiple people? Because that's what is going to get you jobs in this tough job market. Are you really ready to put in the number of hours of hard work, build a very, very strong project portfolio, LinkedIn profile, build a good resume, and also develop all the interview skills that you require to land a good job? Because getting a job after masters is not easy. It does require a lot of hard work and determination. So if you really answer yes to all these 4 questions, then probably if you're from a tech industry, you can come to US. And what about the financial situation? I would say if you're from a upper middle class or from a rich family is financially well off, probably spending $40,000, $50,000 is not bad, because after all, you're going to invest in your education. But if you are from a middle class family or a very poor family, and you're going to spend your entire savings and spend in a US education in this job market, that's probably a very, very huge risk. If I am in that category of people where I am from a middle class family and the family is probably completely dependent on my income after masters, in that case, I would suggest you to look for jobs in India or some other countries. Because right now, companies don't have borders. So as I said, a lot of US-based companies are hiring in India for a good salary. So it's still not a bad decision to stay back in India. This is my honest opinion regarding the current situation. I know a lot of people have been messaging me on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and asking me the same questions. Hopefully, this video clears all that doubts and questions, and it will help you to make a decision. Please check out my previous video where I have talked about how to use ChatGPT to land a job, because I landed a job using ChatGPT. Please do please share this video among all the people in your network who will find this video useful. Please subscribe to the channel for more interesting content like this. See you again soon with another video.